Guys, you need to stop following these fake YouTube polyglots. Most of them are fake. Most people who claim to speak 5 languages on the internet, they're at a B1 level, is where they're at, which is it's a slightly functional level. You can do a lot with it. It's an amazing thing to be B1. I highly recommend it if you can get to B1 in a language. But I have spent 4,000 hours on Spanish, maybe, and I'm just now getting to C1 level, and that's just the formal register. So I've also had to spend a lot of that time on the informal Spanish, like the way people actually speak in the real world. It's different. So there's educated Spanish and there's real world Spanish. For someone to be fluent at both of those takes, 3,000-4,000 hours in Spanish, much more at harder languages. I've spent over 1,000 hours on Russian, and I'm barely an A2, maybe just at reading, almost A2 at listening, maybe. In that amount of time, with that almost 5,000 hours, I could have learned 5 or 6 easy languages to B1, and I could convince people that I'm a polyglot. But it's much more interesting to get to a truly fluent level in a language. It's much more rewarding. I'm so glad I stuck with Spanish to the point of getting to fluency before getting into Russian. I know everyone has different goals. If you just want to be able to bullshit in 6 languages, and that's what interests you, that's all well and good. But don't go online and say you speak 5 languages. Say I speak a little bit of 5 languages. I speak some. Because it's just so rare to get fully fluent in 5 languages. That would take over 10,000 hours. And even then, that's probably just the formal register. Like, to be able to also be fluent in the street, I don't think 10,000 hours would be enough. I hope to someday speak 5 languages fluently. But I don't expect to do that this decade, even though I spent hours a day on languages. There's not very many people here on YouTube who are going to tell you the truth. And this is a lifelong commitment. Learning languages is a lifelong thing. You can do a lot in a short amount of time, but you also have to maintain your languages. People will tell you that once you're C1, you don't have to work on the language ever again. That's not true, because I got fluent when I lived in Mexico, and then I left for a few years. And people were like, damn, dude, what happened? You can't even speak anymore. And I was like, it took me a few months to get it back. You get it back quick, but you got to maintain your languages. It takes a lot of time to speak multiple languages. It's a lifestyle. And these fake YouTube polyglots will convince you, oh, it's easy, you just gotta be like me, but they're really just feeding their own ego, because everyone's gonna feel stupid, like, why isn't it working? Maybe I'm just dumb. And then they get discouraged and they give up. And then they just fantasize about language learning by following this person's stupid videos. Yeah, I'm fluent in 5 languages, 6 languages, 7 languages. No, they're not. Don't feel discouraged. Listen to people like me who will tell you the truth. It takes a lot of commitment, dedication. There are a lot of fun ways to do it. You should listen to the music. You should watch the movies. You should listen to podcasts in the background while you're doing the dishes and driving and stuff. But you also need to sit down and memorize vocabulary. If you can't do that for an hour, one good way to do it is to do 5 minutes of flashcards, 5 minutes of Netflix. And that Netflix, can be in your target language. 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 5 minutes on. It's way easier, you know. And then you sit for 2 hours instead of one.